The Tesla Model 3 has arrived. So what does the fossil fuel industry think about electric cars? Hey YouTube, my name is Eric. Welcome to Because Tesla, where we discuss all things Tesla and electric vehicles. So this is my 2019 Tesla Model 3. I've only had it for about a week now, and so I'm just getting to know all the features of it. And I thought I would bring you guys along on my journey. This is my first electric vehicle. I do know quite a bit about these. I've been studying these for a few years now, and just want to be able to share my knowledge. So I'm not new to YouTube, and some of you legends out there may recognize me from my other channel, Because Miata. I have a 1997 NA Miata, and this is my pride and joy. I spend a lot of time working on this car, so I am a car enthusiast. I do all the wrenching on this car myself. I've already replaced rear subframes. I've done a lot to the motor. There's a lot of stuff that I've done and that I'm going to continue to do on this car. And if you have any interest in that kind of thing, feel free to follow me at Because Miata. I'll put a link in the description below. But the Tesla Model 3 feeds an entirely different part of my brain. The part that likes technology, that likes gadgets, that likes to go really fast. Where this car is not very fast, but it's extremely fun to drive. It's like a go-kart. Go-karts don't go but more than, what, 40, 50 miles an hour, but they put a huge smile on your face. This is like a big go-kart. It is the most fun car to drive if you're really into driving. It's a stick shift. You can take the top down, and it's just like a little fighter jet. It's really fun to drive. However, this car is just insane to drive. Mostly because there are no gears. It's like two gears, forward and reverse. And it's so smooth. I've never ridden a car that drives so smooth. And the acceleration is just off the charts. There are several models of Model 3 that you can choose from. This one's kind of the in-between. It's not the most expensive one, but it's not the least expensive either. This one is the all-wheel drive, long-range battery with the 18-inch aero wheels. It is very fast. I know the performance models are even faster, but I live in Chicago, and we have snow and ice for 6 months out of the year. The performance model comes with summer tires, and in addition to having to pay a lot more to get that car, I would have to spend a couple thousand more to get tire and rim packages for winter time. So I just decided to get this one. This one has a pretty good all-season tire, and it is still incredibly fast. I bought the model with the white interior. I think it looks really nice. The only other option for interiors is an all-black interior, and it looks incredibly nice as well, but I've never had a weird, funky interior before, and I just thought that I would like this. The roof is pretty amazing. It's an all-glass roof. See, it goes all the way back to the rear window. I am able to fit 2 child seats in here. It's pretty snug, but it works. It's not too incredibly tight fitting back here. The very first mod that I did to this car was the Tesla floor mats. These are the all-weather mats from Tesla. I believe they are made by WeatherTech. But they are made exclusively for Tesla. These are very dirty right now. Like I said, I've been driving this for about a week now. And here in Chicago, where we get a lot of snow and salt and all that stuff, we get quite a bit of a mess on the carpet. So that was the first mod that I did. Also got some little interior trim pieces like that. And here, got quite a bit left to do on this car, just to kind of personalize it to how I like it. I've got some pedals coming. I've got a screen protector, some little things like that. So why a Tesla Model 3? So ever since the Model S and the Model X have come out, I've always wanted a Tesla, but I could just never afford it. So when they announced the Model 3 a few years back, I was an early adopter. I signed up right away, put down my $1,000 deposit, and I played the waiting game just like everyone else. My close friends know that I'm a huge gadget guy. I'm real big into technology. I work for a Fortune 500 company in the tech industry. It's just something that I'm really into and I've always been into. And I've just never been able to afford a car that's this nice, that has so much tech in it. So when they lowered the price on these, I took a plunge and just went all in and got what I could afford. So I've got a lot of people asking me, how are you able to afford a Tesla? They're pretty expensive. And let me just explain how I made that happen. So I was fortunate enough to have a vehicle that I could trade in on this, and it was a 2013 BMW X3. Normally I wouldn't be able to afford even a BMW, but I had an unfortunate string of events that happened that made that possible, which included Google buying out a company that I worked for and gave us a pretty generous severance package when they let us all go. I used that money to put down on the BMW and eventually paid it off early. So I had a vehicle that was completely paid off that I could trade in for this, and that helped a lot. It wasn't a lot of money because the value did depreciate quite a bit, a lot more than I anticipated. So that was one thing that I did. When you trade in a vehicle, here in Illinois anyways, they will reduce the cost of the taxes taken off your vehicle, lowered by that trade-in that you put in. So just for, let's say, numbers sake, let's say your trade-in is worth $10,000. If the vehicle is $60,000, now what they will tax you on is the $50,000 instead of $60,000 because they took it off of your trade-in. So that helped me out quite a bit. Also, I've been saving up my tax returns. I'm not a very good saver in general, but when tax returns come and I get several thousands of dollars back, I put that away so I could put it down as a cash down payment for the car as well. So that lowered the price on this car quite a bit. But let me tell you why that's not as important as the monthly payments. So when you're looking to buy an electric vehicle, you need to look at the monthly payments, not the total cost. Because if you look at the total cost, you think, wow, that's a really expensive car, I can never afford that. But if you look at the monthly payments, this is where it all starts to make sense. So I never have to pay for gas. This is all electric. I've been very fortunate that the company that I work for has free chargers in its parking lot. So that means I get to drive to work and fill it up while I'm at work, and I never have to come home and charge in my garage or go to some other charger somewhere. I just don't need to. So I tell people, the way you got to look at this is you need to come up with a number in your head of what do you feel comfortable with in regards to a car payment. What is your monthly limit for a car payment? Now take that number and write it down and keep all the receipts that you use for filling up your gas tank for 1 month, so you get a ballpark of how much you're spending a month on gas. Once you do that, add those two together, and that is your true cost of ownership for that car, for that gas-powered car. You're paying the car note and you're paying for gas. So that's what you're paying. It's just not all lumped together. This car, for me anyways, is cheaper than I was paying for my car note plus gas, because I commute very far distances and I use a lot of gas each week. So it just made more sense. I just talked to a friend at work, and he told me how much he was paying on his car note and his gas bill. And I want to say he drives a Toyota Camry. It's a nice car, but I think the Tesla is nicer. That's just my personal opinion. And I'm paying less each month than he is. So it's a real eye-opener. Whatever you want. A little car humor. The car does over-the-air updates. So what that means is you could actually have a brand new car every time you get in, as long as it keeps pushing down updates over the internet. It's crazy. They could add features, they could make your car faster, they could improve things that you didn't even think could be improved. It's all done by software. So every time you get in the car after a software update, it actually does something different. It makes the car seem new. The car won't ever feel old to you. It won't ever feel dated. It's the only car that I know of that actually improves with age. Another benefit of having an electric vehicle, and as silly as it sounds, it's a big deal here in places in the north where it gets really cold. I can lay in bed and get on the app and warm up the car as it sits in the garage. There's no exhaust. There are no fumes. You can leave the garage door down and have it run, and it's totally safe. I could have the heater blasting, warming up the car while I'm getting ready for work, and then it's amazing. Same thing if I'm at the office and it's a hot day, I'm ready to leave. If I want to cool down the car, I can just turn on the air conditioner before I walk out the door, and it'll be cooled down by the time I get in the car, ready to go. I think it's awesome. I did pay extra for the autopilot and the full self-driving feature. So this car literally will drive itself as long as I'm in the driver's seat with my hand on the wheel and somewhat cognizant of what's going on around me. It's not a big deal. It's kind of a cool little thing. I don't know whether I should trust it just yet, but it's growing on me. So what is it like to drive a Model 3? First thing, it's very quiet. That was probably the first thing that freaked me out. There's no engine noise, no exhaust noise. All you hear is tire noise. There is a slight whine that you can hear if you pay really close attention just to the electric motors. But other than that, it's very silent. Another thing that's kind of taken a little time to get used to is the regenerative braking. As soon as you lift off the accelerator, the car starts to slow down pretty drastically. Like I'm barely touching the brakes at all. And of course, the car is just crazy fast, but I'm not going to do any pulls here in my neighborhood. But once I get on the interstate, it's on. And when it gets dark outside, the screen darkens just to make it easier to see at night. And one of the best features about the infotainment center are the Easter eggs. So you've got romance mode, Oh yeah. My kids love this one, of course. Fart mode. Pick the seat. Or you can fart on turn signal. Never gets old. I think the coolest one is the arcade though. Look at all these original Atari games. You can even use the steering wheel controls to go left and right and shoot the guns. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna pick Centipede. You see, it's like the real game. And of course the engine. Look at all that. So if you've been on the fence about whether or not to order a Tesla for yourself, please ask me any questions that you have. Just drop them in the comments below. I respond to everything. I'll even help you out by giving you a referral code. It'll give you 1,000 free miles of supercharging. Tesla has superchargers in a lot of hot spots around town and around the country, usually along major highways, so you can go to places that are further away than you would normally travel in an electric vehicle. Charge up doesn't take very long in those superchargers. I'll put that in the description below. Feel free to use that. Share with people that you think may be interested also. Again, hit me up with any questions you got. I'm here to do my best to answer them. One other feature that I really enjoy about this car is I don't have any garage door openers anymore because the car has built-in home link right here. If I tap that green house right there, that will send a command to my garage door to open. I know that tech's been around for a long time in a lot of other vehicles, but I've never owned any of those vehicles, so this is kind of cool for me. Don't get me wrong, guys. I do realize that buying a Tesla is still very expensive. It's the most expensive thing I've ever bought other than my house. So I fully understand what you're thinking. But please consider this. If you're in the market to buy a car and you're looking to buy a brand new car, you're still looking to spend between $25,000 and $30,000. That's just kind of the going rate for a lot of new cars these days. You have the potential to step up into a vehicle that you may not have normally been able to afford if it weren't for the whole gas thing. So think of it like this. If you're spending $200 a month in gas, think about, average cost of Tesla Model 3 car notes. If you're looking at the standard range or the standard range plus, people are posting all over the internet what they're spending on these things, and it all depends on your credit score and how much you put down and if you have a trade-in. But you're looking anywhere between $400, $500, even $600 a month for a car note, okay? Subtract what you would spend a month in gas. Let's say it's $200 you spend a month in gas. Subtract $200 from even $600, and that's still $400 a month. That's a lot of money, but for a premium brand car with this kind of performance, it's well worth it. And let's say you don't have to get the all-wheel drive. Get the rear-wheel drive. It's a more affordable car, and it's still an amazing vehicle. You could get a car for, $400 a month, or maybe a little more, $450. subtract what you're paying in gas, still like $200 to $300 for a car note. That's doable. Just think about it. So there it is, my 2019 Tesla Model 3. I'm super stoked to have this car. It's an amazing vehicle. It's the nicest thing I've ever owned personally. So I'm really looking forward to making videos about it and trying to explain things to you guys that may not know all the details of the technology. I do come from an IT background, so just my common knowledge of working on cars and IT, this car makes a lot of sense to me. So I'm going to try to explain the knowledge that I have about this, and hopefully it helps you guys as well. So if you like the car, if you like the channel, let me know by hitting that like button. It really means a lot to me. And if you want to join me on this journey of learning about EVs and especially Teslas, please consider subscribing and we'll take this journey together. Take care, guys.